It's Saturday the 20th of April 2024 and I've been up since some ungodly hour this morning. Why? Because it's record store day. And I needed to make my way to Blackburn, to Townsend's Records to be precise. Last year, whilst I had a list, my research wasn't particularly good, and the Tangerine Dream box set that I bought, whilst it looked awesome on the outside and the packaging, the actual audio quality was dreadful. It sounded like it had been recorded on a cassette. This year, I printed a list. Well, I printed a list last year as well, but this I used to do a lot of research, a lot more than I did last time, and came up with a final list. And here it is. This is my final list, which I went shopping with today. Still a lot of records on this, but I was a lot more happier, that's dreadful English, a lot happier with the selections I made, and there was no sort of doubting what I was purchasing. Getting up early is essential in order to get into one of the queues. Whilst Piccadilly Records in Manchester is far closer, it's also more chaotic. The last time I went in, I think it was 2018, the queue was about 250 people long and it took hours to get into the building, and I didn't even get all the stuff I wanted. Last year I went to Townsend's in Blackburn and was number 14 in the queue. This year went down in the world, 22, but I did get there about an hour later. When I went out to my car, I had to scrape the ice off, it was so cold. 0 degrees Celsius. And it was only 1 degree Celsius when I arrived at Townsend's. Freezing, absolutely freezing. I did make sure I wrapped up warm though. Townsend's handed out a tick sheet. I didn't need it, I'd already got mine printed out. All I needed to do was put my number at the top. But they also handed out these nice little booklets. I think the first 35 or 40 people in the queue got one of these, which basically describes the records which are on sale in Record Store Day. I think there is a total of 330 different records. I mean, this probably has about 100 in this. Fortunately, Townsend's had all the records I wanted, and here they are. Yes. So let's get unboxing them. Well, they're not actually boxed now, are they? They're here on my desk. So let's go through them. First up is As December Falls. They had a couple of LPs on sale for them. Happier, which is on, this is on a sort of pink vinyl. Pink and orange splatter vinyl. Very nice. They also had a self-titled album by As December Falls as well. Both of these were £22.99. I'm really into this band. This one is on let's get this out. This is on like a pink and blue split vinyl. Some other pink, blue and white vinyl. Let's pull it all out here. There we go. How cool does this look? This is really, really neat. Good job, As December Falls. Let's get this back in. Next up, some prog with Barclay James Harvest. Barclay James Harvest and Other Stories. This is one of their best albums from their Harvest years. It says that this is a newly remastered Record Store Day 2024 vinyl edition. Now, I'm sure that this was remastered not so long ago, probably about 3 or 4 years ago. So I'm not quite sure whether they really needed to remaster this yet again, but we shall see. Now, I've got most of the Barclay James Harvest catalogue. This was one that I don't have on vinyl, so I was pleased to get this into my collection as well. So, next up, the Masters of Metal, or Metal Riffs, Black Sabbath, Paranoid. I had this on vinyl back in the late 70s, early 80s, and I've got no idea why I sold it. This one is on red vinyl with black splatters. So again, pleased to get this into my collection. I've got it on CD, but I just wanted it on vinyl again. Right. Last year, one of my possibly my favourite release for Record Store Day was Captainbeefheart's Live at My Father's Place. It had Captainbeefheart in a really jovial mood. You could tell from the inter-song communication that he was making with his band and the audience that he was really into it. And so I was really pleased to see that there was another Record Store Day Captainbeefheart album this year. And it is Spotlight Kid. This is a deluxe 2 LP set that has been expanded with a number of instrumentals and full-length versions of various songs. So it's on clear vinyl. It's on Spotlight clear vinyl. Obviously a huge difference here. Looking forward to getting this on the record player. Right, just to show the variety of music that I like to listen to, I've got some jazz. Bill Evans. Everybody digs Bill Evans. And now I dig Bill Evans as well. I missed out last year on the Bill Evans Record Store Day issues. And I really regretted it afterwards, and I couldn't find any. Well, I could find some on eBay, but the price had gone up by the scalpers. So I just decided to get one this year. This is a very highly rated album. Everybody digs Bill Evans. Looking forward to listening to this as well, as I am all the albums actually. So I'm going to sound a bit repetitive. Back in the late 70s and early 80s, I was a massive Japan fan. Japan, I was so upset when Japan decided to call it a day, Oil on Canvas being the final epitaph of the band. I mean, they did have a resurgence in the early 90s, but I wasn't really into that. Anyway, I noticed on the listings there was a davidsylvian release, and here it is. Davidsylvian, well, let's get it right. Davidsylvian, 9 horses, and it's called Snowborn Sorrow. Listened to a couple of tracks of this already, and it's absolutely superb. This was a project he started in the early 2000s and abandoned, and then started to revisit it again a number of years later. I'm so pleased that he did, and I'm so pleased to get this on vinyl as well now. Next, back to metal and Michael Schenker Group, MSG. This was their I think this was the 1981 release. Limited clear vinyl. This is actually just the vinyl edition of the CD that was released. It's the standard MSG album plus some extra live, I think the live tracks, monitor mixes, alternative versions, and some live versions as well. So happy days. Right, last week I went to see a band called The Hives with my friend Alex at the Lead Mill. I enjoyed it so much I decided to add The Hives to my Record Store Day purchases. This is the black and white album, and it is on black and white vinyl? Yes, it's on black and white vinyl as well. This is one of the early albums. Looking forward to getting this on. If you're not aware of the Hives, they're like a alt punk rock and roll band. Very exciting live, full of energy. Thoroughly enjoyed the gig. Going to really enjoy this album. Next, right. P is for Parliament. This is an album called, let me get this right, Osmium. And this is the deluxe version, so it's a double album. It's on green vinyl, and I've always had a soft spot for funk and soul. Really happy to get this in my collection. This is their debut album as well, so again, happy days. Next, right, from Manchester there is a band called Oceansize, led by a guy called is it Mike Venart or Mark? I think it's Mike Venart. This is a this is a 6-track 32-minute EP from 2009, is it 2009, and it's on orange vinyl. Some bands put out full albums at 32 minutes. Thinking of Rainbow here, and there's a couple of AC/DC albums which are ridiculously short around that sort of number as well, around that sort of time as well. Anyway, saw this, decided I've got to have it. Bit of post-rock for the collection. Happy days again. Next, I used to have this album years ago. I think an ex-girlfriend of mine has it now. Well, she probably got rid of it by now, but she took this off my hands. I've always wanted another copy. This is on pink and green vinyl, I think. Orange and green vinyl. So it doesn't really match his hair, which is blue and pink. Anyway, happy days again. My favourite track on this album is Heavy Metal Kids. I'm really looking forward to listening to this again. Yay. Last year, another key release for me was Thin Lizzy's Live and Dangerous from the 14th of November 1976 live at the Hammersmith Odeon. It was part of a few months earlier, there was a Thin Lizzy box set. I think there were 10 CDs altogether in it, covering lots of live albums and live performances. And the 14th of November was issued last year as part of Record Store Day. This year, they're issuing the 16th of November 76 CD on vinyl. And here it is. Thin Lizzy, Live and Dangerous at Hammersmith, 16th of November 1976. Fabulous stuff. I've not heard this, but I know it's going to be good. The album Live and Dangerous and last year's are just superb. This is just going to continue the trend. Right. Yeah. Ultravox. I'm a sucker for 12-inch singles. But back in the late 70s and early 80s, when 12-inch singles started to take off, I thought the sound quality was far superior to the 7-inch singles. It's so much so that I pretty much stopped buying 7-inch singles. This is the Ultravox remixes by Steven Wilson. There's 4 tracks on it. And this is number 6 in the series. I didn't realise there'd been a series of these. You just can't... There's so much news going around, so much noise, that you often miss stuff. Anyway, this is number 6. And if I like this, I may have to start investing in 1 to 5. eBay, here I come. The penultimate purchase. Steven Wilson. Harmonic Divergence, which is some remixes of tracks from his Harmony Codex album, which came out on the 29th of September last year. This is something that I've really looked forward to. If I hadn't picked this up today, I would have been really gutted. This was probably going to be my number 1 choice in terms of albums to get today. It features remixes by band members or part-time band members, Adam Holzman on keyboards and Craig Blundell on drums. Yes, a drummer's got involved in remixing. It also features remixes by Mogwai and the Manic Street Preachers as well. Yeah, look, this is going to be the first one I play out of this selection. Very excited about that. And finally, my last purchase was this. Yes, at the Yale Bowl in 1971. This album was issued as part of the Yes Album box set last year. I decided not to get it at the time because it was on CD. This Yale performance was on CD in that box set. So I wasn't really too fussed about it. But when they announced that this was going to be released as part of Record Store Day, I was a lot more excited, which means that I'm a lot happier that I didn't buy the box set last year. Anyway, this isn't on any sort of funny coloured vinyl, but I do like the way that they've recreated a 70s style bootleg, because they always used to come in these dirty white sleeves with a paper wrap around them. Here's the reverse side. So not quite as exciting as the Yes release from last year's Record Store Day, but exciting nonetheless, and it'd be interesting to see how well this has transferred onto this performance has transferred onto vinyl. Okay, and that's it. Those are all my purchases. I've got a lot of listening to do this weekend. I'm quite tired now, so I'm going to play some of the more relaxing, quieter stuff this evening, get chilled out. And yeah, I'm very happy. I'm very excited to get listening to these. I hope you've really enjoyed watching this video and me ranting on about my purchases. A lot of money spent. I think my bill was... I'm not going to go there. I'd rather not think about it at the moment. But it's beans on toast for the rest of the year, well, certainly for the next few months. So thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, well, that other button works as well. And if you want to see more content from me, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Oh, my words are struggling now. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.